It's time for the match game, Hollywood Square. Hour with From Love Boat, Fred Grandy. From Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Martha Smith. McLean Stevenson. Edie McClure. Michael Winslow. And the stars of the match game, Hollywood Squares are Gene Rayburn and John Bowman.
Thank you very much. Doesn't it warm the cockles of your heart to hear such an enthusiastic reception?
What a magnificent Monday crowd there.
Yes, right. All right, I guess you're anxious for us to begin, so would you join me and John as we greet our stars here, and let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. Hello, stars! Yay, stars! Yay, stars! Hello, Martha, darling.
Hi, Gene. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good, thank
I
you.
love her in black velvet, don't you? Listen, Fred Grandy, is it really you?
It sure is.
Yes.
Long time.
Yeah, right.
Long time no
Nice to
match
see
game,
you.
Gene.
This fella, I don't know if you're familiar with his work. I'm not too familiar with it. I hope during the course of this week I will become very familiar with it. Does amazing things with his vocal cords. Well, we'll hear more of that. Nice to see your beautiful body again.
Fine, thank you. I love the cheeseburger, Coke, and order fries.
Thank you very much. Give me a little kiss.
Will you, huh?
Yeah, give me a little
I'm
kiss.
still
No, that's right.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Now let's greet our two players over here, Diane Hydorn and Elise Cannon. Ladies, good luck to you. Did I say your name correctly?
You did? Yes.
Diane, we want to get acquainted, so we'll ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm from an area in Orange County called Anaheim Hills. I'm married and I have 2 boys, and when I'm not transporting their bodies to school, I play tennis.
You do?
Yes,
Are
I
you
try.
good?
I'm getting there.
Can you do a top spin forehand?
I would like to practice on it.
Good. All right. Good luck to Diane. Elise, tell us about you, please.
Hi, I live in Westwood, and I'm a senior at UCLA, majoring in English, and I have a lot of interests, but my main one these days is my radio show. I'm a DJ on our college radio station.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how I started.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, good.
And look what happened to me.
Long way to go.
I live in Westwood, too. We have so much in common, Elise. May I hold your hand? May I call you Elise? Yes. Would you talk to each other over there? What? Oh, all right.
No, Gene.
Remember the
Okay.
show.
Now, let me just explain what happens here. We'll begin right now. Each of you will have 3 rounds to match as many of the dingbats as you can. The one who's done that most often at the end of the 3rd round will be the winner and go on to challenge our returning champion on Hollywood Squares for a chance to win up to $30,000. Here's a round 1 selection. Diane, you won the toss. You have a choice of A or B.
A, please.
A for Diane. This is what it says. Louis said, I grew up in a very rough neighborhood. Sorry, Gene, you're going to have to rehearse this group. Just take them outside in the corridors here and go over it with them 5 or 6 times. In the meantime, we'll use the B group. I grew up in a very rough neighborhood. We didn't play kick the can. We played kick the blank.
My neighborhood was tough, too.
It was?
Yeah. I grew up in the tough Sioux City ghetto. Did you know that?
Sioux City, Iowa?
Yeah. It was a
You
tough
did?
ghetto. It wasn't a big ghetto, but it was a tough ghetto. Last year they tore it down and put up a photo map. It was a tough ghetto while it was there.
And a small place. All right, everybody's ready. Diane, we're ready for you. I grew up in a very rough neighborhood. We didn't play kick the can, we played kick the blank.
Gun.
Kick the gun? Would you like to explain that to me?
They were playing with guns.
Oh, they were playing with
Yes.
guns, and they were kicking. Oh, I see. The gun was like a hockey puck, and they kicked it around. Yes. All right, Martha.
In Detroit.
In-
Rough neighborhood.
Right.
We played Kick the cop.
Kick the cop is a good response. That's one good answer, Fred. No doubt you will have another good one.
Well, in the tough Sioux City ghetto, we always played kick the wino.
Kick the wine. Oh, that's cruel. Cruel. Poor fella's got a drinking problem, and you're kicking him.
We cured him of it.
Oh, you did? By kicking him. What do you have to say for yourself, Michael? Really? Oh, you didn't.
No,
Really?
no, I didn't. Here on the planet Hollywood, we play the same game. It's called Kick the Cop.
Kick the cop. All right. I thought you were going to tell me that you played kick the cat there for a second. Very rough neighborhood. We didn't play kick the can. We played kick the...
Yeah, I agree with some of those people. I must have been from their neighborhood. I said kick the cop.
Kick the cop.
Gun's an excellent answer.
Right.
Cop.
There it is. All right. Are you going to be a nonconformist, McLean?
You know, the town I grew up in was about the most exciting thing we could do would be to Saturday night go down and watch the parking meters violate themselves.
Whoa.
And for lack of a better answer, I looked at Edie's and came up with this one, the cop.
That's a charming small town you're from, though. Lovely place. All right, Elise, we're ready for you.
What do we do with these?
Let's see what happens with your round one question. Weird Willie is so weird. Not bad.
They've improved.
Instead of using an electric blanket, Willie sleeps with an electric blank in his bed. Weird Willie. Weird Willie.
Weird, Willie.
Weird Willie. All right. Is yours in the slot, Martha? The light hasn't come on.
It's in.
Now it is.
Yeah, it's in.
Ready over there? Ready, Mike? Weird Willie is so weird, Elise. Instead of using an electric blanket, Willie sleeps with an electric blank in his bed.
Toothbrush?
An electric toothbrush? That's okay.
Oh, really?
Any electrical thing was okay here. What do you say?
I didn't know just how weird Willie was, but I gave him an electric teddy bear.
An electric teddy bear. Aha. I didn't know they made those.
You know, I've been away from this game for too long.
Really?
You know, when I say you go to bed, you sleep with somebody. So I said an electric wife, AC or DC.
An electric wife.
Electric
AC
wife.
or DC. We must talk about this later.
No, we don't have to talk
I'll
about this at
introduce
all.
you to
I know
a
about
friend
this
of
guy.
mine.
I know about this guy. He's
Really? A what? What was that?
Let's see that
A
again.
striped bass?
You can plug something into that and make it
No
work.
doubt. All right. It's time for a response from you, Michael. What do you say to this?
Well, some people equate sleeping with weird people with food. So I said electric hot plate.
He sleeps with an electric hot plate in his bed.
What do you want from me?
That'll keep him warm. What was that? Oh,
Cocker Spaniel, I think.
right. Weird Willie sleeps with an electric blank in his bed, John. What do you
Because
say?
an electric toothbrush is not likely to keep anyone warm. See, that's
No.
what threw me off, unless you happen to strike the
It
right
might
nerve.
be thrilling, though.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
On the other hand, my father, I know a lot about this because my father was a dentist, which is where I learned how to do this so well. In my previous career. But I thought this would keep you warmer and nice and toasty. I said an electric toaster.
Practical response, yes.
We're
of
on the
course.
same wavelength, man.
All righty.
And Weird Willie wanted to get stir-fried, so he used a skillet.
An electric skillet in his bed. I guess all that would keep him warm. What do you say,
Gene,
McLean?
can I ask you something before I answer?
Yes, sir.
If it keeps going this way, will there be a dumb-off?
Yeah. It will be. If it stays 0-0 at the end of the third round,
I understand.
we will have a dumb-off.
$30,000 dumb-off.
That's a $30,000 dumb-off.
You're going to watch
Right.
that one. Okay, but I said electric frying pan.
Electric frying pan. All right, so there we are with a scoreless tie here. Really close game going on here. And round two coming up in a moment or so, but now we ask you to watch this.
10.
Here we go. Round two coming up. Let's carry on here. Since the score is tied and she went first last time, we'll ask you to go first this time, Elise.
I'd like B, please.
All right. B it is. B, she said. In case you didn't hear, she said B. Helen said, my husband is such a hypochondriac. When he dies, he wants to be buried next to a blank. Such a hypochondriac. When he dies, he wants to be buried next to a blank. All right, Elise. Helen said, my husband is such a hypochondriac. When he dies, he wants to be buried next to a...
Hospital.
To a hospital. That's okay. Oh. There are a number of good choices here. Hospital was one. Martha?
It's a very good hospital, but I was thinking more in terms of plots, and I was thinking of the doctor.
A doctor. All right. Fred?
I said doctor, too.
Two doctors up here. You have a doctor in the balcony, Michael.
Well, I kind of figured that most people that like to be hypochondriacs were into medication, so I said pharmacy.
Next to a pharmacy. Can you do the sound of a coffin being lowered into the...
Sure.
Let's hear it.
First. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, baby.
All right.
You're ready. When I say you're ready, you're ready. All right. My husband's such a hypochondriac. When he dies, he wants to be buried next to a...
You know, this is a rough seat because I was just going to do that exact routine
Yeah,
that Michael did, and he just stole it right before it got to me. I said doctor.
Okay. So far, we don't have a hospital, Elise. Let's see what Edie has to offer.
Mr. Doctor, MD.
Doctor is working great here. Too bad you didn't say it. All right. McLean.
You know, Gene, it may not be them.
Oh, it may not?
Doctor's office.
Okay. All right. Now, let's see what happens here
Yeah.
as we
So
carry
close.
on.
At least it's still close.
Neck and neck.
Now,
It's a tight game.
it is a tight game.
Yeah.
Nanook.
Nanook.
Nanook the Eskimo said.
No.
Yeah. As opposed to Nanook the pharmacist, right?
Yeah, right.
Funny how Nanook
Does
is always an
anybody
Eskimo,
on the panel
right?
do Nanook? No.
Nanook, what do you want from me?
You want to do Nanook?
I love to do Nanook.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me...
Give me paper.
right. I'll do the narrative stuff, and you do the stuff in quotes,
It's
okay?
a lot easier than matching, isn't it?
Right, it is.
Don't stall, guys.
Nanook the Eskimo said...
Food prices gotten so high. My wife has started using helper.
You hear that? Nanook said...
I didn't understand
Food prices have gotten so high, my wife has started using blank helper. Nanook the Eskimo is speaking. Food prices have gotten so high, my wife has started using blank helper. All right, up there already. Ready, John? Diane, Nanook the Eskimo said, food prices have gotten so high, my wife has started using blank helper.
I'm going to say whale.
Whale helper. Whale helper. All right. She said whale helper.
I heard that.
Any of those things, you know, walrus help, all that stuff is good here.
Just like butter helper.
Butter helper.
That's a whale of an answer.
Maybe she didn't understand the question.
I've never done Eskimo cooking.
Maybe she thought you said Nanook the margarine.
His previous statement does not go unnoticed.
Oh, you haven't seen what he wrote yet.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll find out.
All right, now I'm going to need the judges on this one because I said blubber. Judges, what do you say to
Blubber
that?
comes from a whale.
Is that a match or not?
No.
Oh, judges!
Because blubber could come from a walrus, is that it? There are other parts of a whale, okay.
Such as?
The tusks.
The tusks?
Or the teeth, or whatever it is. The teeth. They do scrimshaw with whale teeth.
Okay.
Michael, hello, Michael. It's me, Gene.
Hi, Gene.
How are you, Michael?
We were on the same wavelength because, I'm sorry, I was saying blubber helper.
Blubber helper.
Yeah.
That's very good.
I was going to say helper, depending on
I
unemployment.
thought that's what you wrote when I peeked, Marcia.
Okay.
All right. Food prices got so high, my wife has started using blank helper.
Yeah, I'm not much of a helper because I said seal helper.
Seal helper. Well, I hope you're not going to say whale and spoil the perfect record we've got going here.
Come on, Edie.
I wouldn't dream of it, Gene.
Good.
Oh. Walrus.
Walrus, yeah. Now, don't you dare say whale, because then it'll be 1-0.
Oh, perish the thought.
Oh,
really?
perish the thought, yeah.
Huh? I don't want this to end.
Okay.
It's still Monday, isn't it?
It's still Monday, yeah,
okay.
right.
You folks watch Tuesday. We're going to have one whale of a game that day. Okay, seal.
Seal, all right. Well, there we go. Zip to zip is the score. That's the end of round 2. Round 3, the final round. Who knows? Coming up after this.
You're at.
There we go. Round 3 coming up. Final round. Ding. Now let's see. She went first. She went first. Now it's your turn to go first. Tie score.
A, please.
A, please. All righty. Marcia said, I think my husband was dreaming about being a basketball player. He was blanking in his sleep. Ready, Edie?
Ready?
All right. Michael's about ready. Diane. Marcia said, I think my husband was dreaming about being a basketball player. He was blanking in his sleep.
Dribbling.
Dribbling. Oh, they like that.
I think if she gets more than one, I'll run over there and convince her. You know?
I believe, based on the audience's reaction here, the spell is about to be broken. All right.
By who?
I don't know. Not you?
I said dribbling.
Dribbling. All right, the spell is broken. Hello, Fred.
This is not my answer.
This is not your
I'm
answer?
just writing a note to myself never to do this again. I said whale.
Whale.
I said dribbling.
Dribbling. Super Diane. Hello, Michael.
Hi. Hello, Gene Rayburn. So good to see you this evening or morning, afternoon, depending on where on the planet you are. I was going to say dribbling, but I'm so heavy into sports, I said slam dunking in his sleep.
Slam dunking. That's a good one.
Gotta try it. It's fun.
No comment. All right, John.
I'd like to dedicate this answer to my wife, Mary, who cut off most of her hair because I was drooling in it, and that's what I mean by dribbling.
All right, 3 for Diane. Miss Edie.
During my sleep, of course.
Is that the way it goes?
Dribbling.
Ka-tum. How do you do this? Ka-tum, ka-tum. Oh, ka-tum, ka-tum. Okay. Hello, McLean.
Hi, Gene. Guys. I said dribbles.
Dribbles. All right.
It's got the
Now,
root.
Now it gets
the best you could... Well, now, wait a minute. No, you can tie with 5 and win it with 6, Elise. Here we go.
That's right.
Gloria, the street performer, is really different.
How different is she?
Really? Instead of passing her hat around, she passes her blank around. Gloria, the street performer. She's really different. Instead of passing her hat around, she passes her blank around.
Hate this. Hate this.
Oh boy, this is
Just
gonna be
hate
fun.
This. Hate this.
All right, here we go. Everybody ready? Elise.
Oh boy.
Gloria, the street performer, is really different. Instead of passing her hat around, she passes her blank around.
Her shirt?
Her shirt. You know, a hat.
I know it.
To collect the money is the way they do that. A shirt, it would be difficult to hold the money, wouldn't it? Let me see what you have, Martha.
Logical. She passes her shoe.
Her shoe around. Any kind of container would be okay. Now, Elise, you must match the remaining 5 celebrities to stay in the game and achieve the tie. Fred?
I said bra because that way she can charge double.
Right. Exactly. All right, so that means Diane wins the game. Just take your place alongside me here. I'll get to you in a moment or so. I'm going to say goodbye to Elise and wish her well in her career at UCLA. We're going to send some gifts your way. Many thanks for being on the match game. Elise Cannon. Goodbye. Hello there. All right, now it's time time to switch to Hollywood Squares. We're going to bring on 3 more celebrities here. I'm going to trade places with John Bauman, who will be the host of Hollywood Squares. There's the rest of the furniture they're moving in right now. Don't put your finger in the thing, Michael. It's going to get hurt there. All right. We've got lots more excitement coming up here. We'll be right back, so don't go away.
A member of our studio audience will receive Quasar's microwave oven. Computes cooking times and power settings automatically in the Instamatic oven. Also defrost by time or weight, furnished by Quasar. And now, it's time for more of The Match Game. Hollywood Squares. Our with from Crabber John, M.D., Charles Siebert. Karen Witter. Jay Leno. And taking over, the star of the Hollywood Squares, John Bauman.
And we'll be right back.
And now, John Bauman and the Hollywood Squares.
Thank you. Welcome to the second half of the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour. And with me, I have Diane Hydorn, who has just survived a scintillating Match Game contest. Well, you made it anyway. And we also have 3 new celebrities. We have Jay Leno, Karen Witter, and Charlie Siebert. Jay Leno.
Yes, sir.
Did you tell me that you were on the road for 152 days last year?
That's right.
I believe I heard that.
What'd you do at
why
night?
do you go out for so long?
Well, I think it's important, you know. A lot of people don't realize that in 1982, the Russians had a comedian out for almost 145 days. And I want to show that an American comedian can do it and bring the record back to this country where it belongs.
Well, after that inspirational message, I believe it's time to play Hollywood Squares. Here we go. Let's get into action. And before we start, we will reacquaint ourselves with our defending champion. His name is Gregory Palulis, to be more accurate, Chief Bosun Mate of the Coast Guard, Gregory Palulis, who last Friday sailed his way to $11,325. That was some pretty fancy navigating, Chief Bosun Mate. Have you given any thought to what you might do with that amount of money?
Yes, I have. It's my anniversary.
Would you care to tell us?
Yes. I plan to invest a little bit and spend a little bit.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But I won't buy my own boat.
Well, you may not. No, you probably don't need one. You may not be done yet, Gregory, because you're going to play Hollywood Squares for yet another day. And we will play Hollywood Squares until you hear the Time's Up bell. Whoever is ahead at that point is our winner, goes on to play our super match for up to $30,000. Now, this first game is worth $100 plus $25 for every square that either of you captures. Our champion always has the privilege of starting. That is you. Pick a star, Gregory, and let's go.
McLean Stevens, please.
McLean.
Yes.
You come home unexpectedly and find your teenage son in bed with your 25-year-old Scandinavian maid.
Well.
Lucky son of a gun.
What does Dear Abby say you should do? Should you give your son a talk about the birds and bees or fire the maid?
Be
That's
careful.
it? I mean, that's it? The 2 choices?
Those are your choices, yeah.
Abby doesn't complicate, you
I
know.
know a few others come to mind. McLean.
Palulis, is it? Sit up when I'm talking to you, Palulis. You
Get
would,
rid of the sun.
Abby,
Good help
I
us
know
out.
this because I read this in her column. Dear Abby would say, fire the maid.
Gregory, he says Dear Abby would say, fire that 25-year-old Scandinavian maid. Agree or disagree for the first square?
I'll agree.
You should give your son a talk about the birds and the bees and leave the maid alone. You should have disagreed. And Diane gets the first square. Okay, Diane, you're off to a good start. Pick a star for me.
Edie, please.
Edie.
Oh, hello.
Edie McClurg, what can we find more American women doing? Driving buses or practicing law?
More American women, okay. A long time ago, they were able to get chauffeurs' licenses much easier than law degrees because it was a closed society, and it's getting better. But more women drive buses than have law degrees?
Diane, she says more women can be found driving buses in this country. Agree or disagree?
I'll agree.
Yes, it's driving buses. You're right to agree. You get another square. Times have not changed so much. All right, Gregory, your move.
Gene Rayburn to block.
You missed this one. Diane takes the first game in a clean sweep. Gene.
Yes, sir.
The first one was made by inflating a cow's bladder. Is it a Scottish bagpipe or a football?
Ew.
Well, they don't call it a pigskin for nothing. It was the football was, originally the skin of a pig, so therefore it's the other answer, whatever it was. What did he say? Bagpipe.
Try a Scottish bagpipe.
Yeah, Scottish bagpipe.
Okay. Gregory, he says that a cow's bladder was a Scottish bagpipe. Agree or disagree?
I'll agree.
It is a football. No, you should have disagreed. Your opponent gets the square and wins the first game. Good going, Diane. You got the first game at $100. That's $175 so far with all the squares you captured. Gregory, you got nothing but there's plenty of time. We will be right back to play another game after this. You be back too.
Stay tuned for more of the match game, Hollywood Squares Hour. Now, back to John Bauman and the Hollywood Square.
Thank you, Gene. All right, 175 to zip. Gregory, you did not win the first game, but that means you have the privilege of starting this one. There's always a silver lining. Pick a star.
Martha, please.
Martha Smith.
Yeah.
Everybody's fancy. Everybody's fine. Your body's fancy, and so is mine.
Good.
Those are words from a song written by a famous American. Is he Barry Manilow or Mr. Rogers?
He's Mr. Rogers, and he's pretty famous. He's Mr. Rogers, yes, he is. You have to be young to know.
Agree or disagree that those words were written by Mr. Rogers, Gregory?
I disagree.
They were written by Mr. Rogers. No, you should have agreed. Your opponent gets the square and $25.
May I ask a question?
Yes, Gene?
How'd you get the $11,000?
All right, Diane, pick a star for me.
Gene, please.
Gene.
All right.
You must have impressed her with that quip.
Yes.
In what country did English muffins originate?
Well, of course, being an authority on all kinds of baked goods, and they're hard to find these days, aren't they? I would have to say the English muffin was invented in Rotterdam, and it was made in a brick oven, a Dutch oven.
Now show us how you make your donuts, Jim.
So therefore, the English muffin was invented in Amsterdam.
So, Holland, since
Yeah.
we're looking for a country.
Right.
Yes. Just trying to help. Diane, Gene says that the English muffin was invented in the Netherlands or
Think
Holland.
about it, Diane. Think about it carefully now. Don't be
Agree
give
or
us a
disagree?
flip response here.
I'm going to disagree.
It was invented, English muffins were in fact invented in the USA. So you were right to disagree, and you get the square. All right, Chief Bosun Mate, watch out, the ship could be sinking. Pick a star.
J, please, to block.
Okay.
A wise choice. You know, this height combined with these magic markers is making me high up here.
Jay, at the age of 15, Sylvester Stallone's father sent him to a special school. Did he study women's hairstyling or air conditioner repair?
It wasn't speech therapy, I can tell you. What were the choices again?
Women's hairstyling or air conditioner repair?
I wish you could combine those two as a hair blower of some kind. Well, of course. It was, of course, I just read it the other day. It was women's hairstyling. That's where you could meet a lot of nice women.
Of course, he says it was women's hairstyling that Sylvester Stallone studied. Agree or disagree to block, Gregory?
I'll agree.
It was, in fact, women's hairstyling. You get the square, and you do block. New life.
That's one.
Diane, your move.
Fred, please.
Oh, no. This is a game. Come on, let's be serious about this, okay? You'll have to go sit in the van some more.
The NBC TV series Mr. Smith has an orangutan as its star. Who earns a larger salary each week? Mr. Smith or the President of the United States?
You know, I was up for that part. No, the orangutan guy. Okay, now the question is, who earns more, the President of the United States or Mr. Smith?
You got it.
Okay, this is a beginning show, right? And Reagan's been an orangutan for, gosh. So, all right. I'm going to say Ronald Reagan makes more money than Mr. Smith.
Diane, agree or disagree that Ronald Reagan makes more than Mr. Smith?
I disagree.
Mr. Smith makes more money than the President of the United States. You were right to disagree, and you get the square. And normally we would think that would be kind of strange. But
that's saying something.
Not really.
Consider the people involved. Okay, Gregory, pick a star.
Michael LeBlanc.
Mm-hmm. You missed this one, Diane takes yet another game. Michael. Well done, because you're a baby. Will you get more protein from cow's milk or from mommy?
I think from mommy. Do you like me? You want to hurt me?
No, it is mother's milk.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you can only get certain nutrients from mother's milk that you cannot get from cow's milk.
Plus, the cow could fall over on the kid.
Gregory, Michael, and Jay seem to agree that common sense dictates that you get more protein from mommy than from cow's milk. To block, do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
You get more protein from cow's milk than from mommy. You should have disagreed. Your opponent gets a square and wins another game. All right, that's 2 in a row for you, Diane. Lots of laughs so far, but not many of them for Gregory. It's 475 to 25. We'll be back with a $300 game after these messages.
Your hand.
Gregory, you could be in trouble. You got $25 so far, 475 for Diane, but once again, you get to start this game. Pick a star.
Fred, please.
Okay, Fred Grandy. You're a guy in college. When you daydream, what are you more likely to dream of? Your future career, sex, or food?
I have 3 choices, right? Well, I'd fire the maid and talk to the kid. Food, sex, or my future career? Supposing I want to go into food or sex as a future career.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right, I remember what I dreamed about as a kid. And the divorce is pending, so I'll say sex is the first thing that you dream about when you're in college.
Gregory, Fred says that sex is the thing you're most likely to dream of as a guy in college. Agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Sex it is. No, you should have agreed, and your opponent gets the first square.
What college did he go to? Did you find out what college he went to there? Was it air conditioning, possibly?
Cue the cow,
Oh, they got
everybody.
cow's
Can
milk,
fall over on
yeah.
Jane now. Yes, Diane. Diane, pick a star for me.
Gene, please.
All right, Gene Rayburn.
Ready.
He didn't talk until he was 4 years old. Is he Albert Einstein or Harpo Marx?
I can't believe Albert Einstein didn't talk until after he was 4 years old. I'm going to have to say Harpo Marx because that was one of his trademarks, with the crazy clothes, the wig and all that, of being mute in his act. So I say Harpo Marx.
Agree or disagree, Diane, that Harpo Marx didn't talk until he was 4 years old?
I'm going to disagree.
It was Albert Einstein. Yes, well documented, and you are right to disagree. You get the square.
I remember that now. It's true.
Gregory, make your move.
Charles, please, to block.
To block. You missed this one. Another game for Diane. Charles.
Yes.
Charles Siebert.
Morning.
If a banana has little brown spots on it, what should you do? Eat it or throw it away?
If a banana has little brown spots on it, what you do, eat it or throw it away, there's nothing wrong with it. You should eat it.
He says you should eat that banana with little brown spots.
Perfectly right.
I agree.
Okay, you should eat it. Yes, you were right, and you get the square and you fly. Brown spots, in fact, mean that it's tender and sweet. Edie, do you have something to contribute?
I had it all wrong. You know what I did with those brown spots? I connected all those dots, and I had a portrait of Einstein. It was amazing.
But you could still eat the banana. All right, Diane, pick a star for me.
Edie, please.
Edie!
Yes.
According to a study at Vanderbilt University, who is more likely to try and act dumber than they really are? Men or women?
Oh, this is age old. You don't have to, but you do in order just to get along sometimes. Women act dumber than they are.
Okay, Edie says, according to this study...
And Edie does a hell of a job. I want to make that clear right now. I think could you get an applause?
She writes all of our jokes.
You're doing a terrific job with it, Edie, really. And I want to say it's terrific.
Thank you.
Edie says that, according to this study at Vanderbilt University, women are more likely to act dumber than they actually are. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
According to this study, it is men. No, you should have disagreed, and your opponent gets that square.
Oh, my God.
But that doesn't mean that time is up. That square notwithstanding, $525. Diane, you are a new champion. Good going. Congratulations. You have dethroned the defending champion. Now what you have to do is run right over there, join Gene Rayburn, get set for your shot at the big money. And Chief Bosun Mate Gregory Palulis, we do have to say goodbye to you, but it hasn't been for naught. You are leaving here with $11,400. And of course, our thanks for being a great champion on Hollywood Squares and Match Game. Attaboy. And now, Gene Rayburn.
All right, we're going to, we'll be back in a moment or so with our 9 celebrities here and our current champion. And we're going to have a go at the really big money right after these messages.
Now, here to play the super match is Gene Rayburn.
Here we go with Diane. Congratulations to you. Are you ready to have a go at it?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go with a big money super match where you can win up to $30,000. We polled a recent studio audience and we said, write down your best answer to this. Morning blank. Top answer is worth $1,000. Next one, $500. And the bottom one, $250. Now, you may enlist the aid of any 3 of our 9 celebrities here for suggestions, and we ask you to call on them one at a time, beginning now.
Fred, please.
Oh, gosh. I've got so many here. Morning Glory.
Morning Glory is one.
John.
I'm going to say morning sickness.
Morning sickness.
Yeah.
Is there something you want to tell us, John? Oh, okay.
It's too soon, Gene.
Martha.
Morning Dew.
Morning dew. So you have morning sickness, morning dew, and morning glory. You may choose one of those, or you may think up one of your own and use that one. What's your pleasure here?
Sickness.
Sickness is your pleasure. Some people are that way.
It's a rare phrase.
All right, let's see if morning sickness is up there, and if so, where? We'll begin at the bottom and reveal a $250 response. Morning glory. All right, we had that. Now let's take a look at the $500 response. Morning after. That's a holdover time. All right, here we go. We're looking for morning sickness. Slide it. Morning sickness. Very good. All right.
I'm so glad to be sick.
Very good, Diane and John. Now, so far you've got $1,000. Now you're going to play the head-to-head match with any star you pick. And you can see those red and white things there. Each star has a number in front, a 10, a 20, or a 30. And if you choose a star with a 10, we multiply your money by 10. And if you choose one with a 20, we'll multiply by 20. And there's one star up there with a 30 in front. If you choose that star, you'll play for 30 times $1,000. All right, time to make your pick.
John.
John? She's chosen you. Would you grab the tab and pull it in a vertical upward direction? Go. 20. Good. All right, that means you're playing for $20,000. All right. This is the question. John will write his response. You just swing around a little bit and face me. That's it. No, don't upstage me. Just face me. That's it. Okay. All right. Good luck to you for 20,000. Car blank. C-A-R blank. All right, John's written his answer and put it on the card in the slot there. Now, how do you match him for $20,000? Car?
Port.
Carport? There are several people out there either in pain or they didn't care for your answer. I heard a few groans. John, she says carport will match you. What do you say? Car wash. Yeah. Car wash. Carport is a good wine? Yes, right. Very good, Jay. All right. Listen, Diane, you've got a total of $1,525, and you're still a champion. You're going to have another shot at it. That's not bad. All right, we'll come back to Diane and our celebrities in a few moments.
Don't spend a...
We all want to find out, audience, which of our stars had the big 3-0. Would you all grasp your tabs and ready, set, go? Give it a pull there. Oh, Charlie had the big 3-0. All right. Once again, our congratulations to Diane. She'll be here to carry on tomorrow and see how much further she can go. She might go all the way.
So will we, I suppose.
All right. Join us tomorrow for the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour. I'm Gene Rayburn. Goodbye.
John Bauman saying so long. That's inventive.
A member of our studio audience will receive Commodore 64 computer featuring 64K memory, full-size keyboard, color graphics, sprite, sound capability, music composer cartridge, and program reference guide furnished by Commodore. This is Gene Wood speaking for the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour, a Mark Goodson television production.